Let's turn to the table and see how everything has played out. SK Gaming is still sitting comfortably at #1 as they'll look to tie their current win streak record held by Fnatic next week. Now, speaking of which, Fnatic is still behind them in second, with the Unicorns of Love now in third. And here's where it gets really interesting. The Copenhagen Wolves and H2K have both climbed in the standings to the Elements in the #4 spot going into week 5 of the split, Fisho.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone before this split started would have put Elements as a mid-tier team in the LCS with the change. They got it Reckless, of course. We talk about how now they have this superstar AD carry. Not saying Taps was bad at all. He was definitely up there with the Reckless in the last split. But everyone was talking about how now this could be the piece Elements really needed to become a better team. And yet, it simply doesn't work for them. The early game is way too bad, and if they don't really step it up, then again, teams like H2K and Unicorns of Love, they can just keep advancing forward in the standings.
Yeah, if anything, it's just super interesting for us as
sure.
a viewer to check in out that. Now, looking at individual performances, there was one player today who went absolutely mad with 10 kills, 10 assists, a triple kill, and only 2 deaths as Cassiopeia. Today's fantasy point leader is a Copenhagen Wolves' Soren with 41 points. We also got to talk to him here on the desk.
Yeah.
In great spirits on the Snake.
Absolutely love to see him and Freeze be so happy after their win. And I love how Copenhagen have also now found a playstyle. Well, we have 2 carries in Soren and Freeze, and we just built everything around them, and we trusted them to carry the late game.
Yeah, let's hope they keep it up. At the end of the 50 players on stage this week, only 5 of them have earned the title of truly OP. The first one we like to point out is actually an entire team, H2K as a team, stepping up 7.9, Team KDA, and just they got their target, they got their early pick, and they drove it home.
Average game time, 30 minutes here. Both the wins were very, very convincingly for H2K. And I really love how the new shot calling seems to have made them so aggressive and so coordinated after just 1 week with Kasing coming in as the new support. And obviously we know Odoamne loves to make these aggressive calls.
Yeah, good for them as we see them playing out. Then #2, we can't go without mentioning anyone from SK Gaming. This one for me, it's Freddy122. Just so consistent, and Azir is a nightmare.
Every single game, Freddy will perform. Last week he did it against Elements. Now he got Azir again. Another standout performance from him. He's so hard to shut down because the guy is so smart as well. He's expecting every single gang towards him. So we saw Copenhagen Wolves try and shut him down. Didn't work. We saw again today. You try to shut down Freddy. Nope, it's not going to happen. He's going to get all the farm he wants.
Yeah, our third OP player this week is Diamond. 603 is Nidalee in the upset over Elements. 2-0 week for Gambit. Just, I want to stay away from saying Diamond is back. He's just, you know, they're all stepping up for his team, and he's being a crucial element for that.
Exactly. He stole a lot of objectives here. We saw the Smite and Spear combination from him, and it was just his performance against Elements, how he was kiting around on this Nidalee here, constantly just being a pain for them to deal with. And in the end, fantastic score, didn't even die.
All right, and then the next one coming in here as our OP this week is Power of Evil, 9-2 and 8 in 2 games. Fantastic performance on Kog'Maw and on Cassiopeia.
Yeah, Trevor talked about how much damage he did in the last game here, and of course yesterday, solo killing Nukeduck. We see it here, punishing him for actually mispositioning, going back to the tower. So Power of Evil has actually turned into one of the better mid laners we have in Europe. There was a lot of expectations coming into the split, and he's really actually shown how good he is.
Yeah, living up to the hype is a hard thing to do, but he absolutely did it. And our last OP pick is also a mid laner, Soren. We have to call him out. And, well, Cassiopeia, he just loves that champion. He does so great on that. I'd love to see what he can bring on the others if the Copenhagen Wolves get those advantages.
Yeah, it's really been his main champion, so it should start to be banned away from Copenhagen Wolves, because every time he plays it, we can see him have so much impact in team fights. Again, his laning phase is great. And this is just his most comfortable champion, to be honest. He said it himself here. He just feels like every single lane matchup, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, fantastic one. But of those OPs, of our most valuable player coming out of those, carrying the Unicorns of Love with 9 kills and a KDA of 8.5 over 2 games as Cassiopeia and Kog'Maw. It is their mid laner, Power of Evil. Fantastic. Living up to the hype. It is a hard thing to do coming into the LCS. This guy delivered.
Yeah, we just talked about how good he was in the 2 games we've seen this week, and actually close to every single game in this split. He always brings out some new picks. I know he has like 10 different pocket picks ready for whatever counters he needs, so we're going to see more crazy stuff from him. And as long as he can keep playing like he's doing now, Unicorns are going to be at least top 5 in the standings.
Don't worry if you didn't have Soren or Power of Evil on your fantasy theme this week. There is much more time to make a comeback when the European LCS returns next Thursday with an El Clasico matchup. Fnatic against SK Gaming. I am so hyped for that one.
Oh, hell yeah. That's going to be insane. SK undefeated still. Can Fnatic actually break that winning streak? It's going to be the big question.
We will see those matches begin next Thursday right here at 6 p.m. Central European Time. That is 9 a.m. Pacific. Meanwhile, the North American LCS starts its week 4 tomorrow as Team Coast face off Counterlogic Gaming. Dignitas will go up against Cloud9, and to close it out, it's Gravity versus Team Solomid. That all starts at 9 p.m. Central European Time, noon Pacific. Are you excited to see Bjergsen?
I'm always excited to see Bjergsen, even though he's American for me now. He's no longer Danish, sadly. I only have Santorin left. But that's got to be enough.
As we look towards the weekend and Valentine's Day, we want to share a little bit of love with you. The Unicorns of Love tweeted, "We must confess we have a crush on you guys. Will you be our Valentine?" With that stare, I don't think anyone could say no to that.
I'm sold completely.
You're sold.
What a beautiful man.
Well, that's you say that to everybody?
No, not everyone. Cyanide said it too. Reckless, I believe. Who else? Just 2 guys.
Power
yeah, well, Power View, 3 guys. That's not enough.
All right, no,
not many.
Nothing. That just about does it for us here in Berlin. We'd like to thank Krepo for lending us a hand on both desks this week. And from myself, the Fee Show, and the LCS broadcast team, thank you for watching. GG and good night.